Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, Saunch here. I just had a serious cough and my voice has dissipated. Welcome back to another episode on the Bodybuilding News Network. As always, I'm your host, Saunch. Let's go ahead and run through the classic physique lineup for this year's 2022 New York Pro. I hope you guys are as excited for me, as excited as I am for this upcoming show. So many good classes. So many good athletes. The classic physique is loaded. 212 open, loaded. The women's physique's got a good handful of women as well. The bikini, women's bodybuilding. So many divisions that are going to be competing at this weekend. Just very excited. The live stream is available. It seemed pretty affordable. I think it was around $20. I think that's going to be for the whole event. I don't know if they're going to charge $20 a day like the Pittsburgh Pro did, which was bonkers. But anyways, that's just my opinion. Everybody can have an opinion. But like I said, let's go ahead and run through the men's classic physique division, starting off with number one on the scorecard. Black Panther is what he goes by on his Instagram, the Black Panther. Dancovea Anderson. Now this guy is so crazy good. Great, mind-boggling proportions. Great physique. Pulling up his NPC News Online scorecard for you, so you guys can get a little comparison of the shows that he's done in the past here. Goodness, I have so many tabs open. I'm actually lost in the sauce trying to find you guys the right tab here. Here we go. We saw him last year, the Texas Pro, or the Texas State Pro. I think it's a different show. Placing second there. And that was it for 2021. 2022, he did 8th at the Romania, which I guess is a tier 3 show now. My tiering system has changed after this recent Fuad Abiad podcast. Ian kind of broke down the actual legitimate tier systems for these shows. And then he also placed outside the 16 at the Europa Pro Championships. Not the Dallas Europa, but the European Europa. So, in my opinion, I think he's going to be very competitive. I think he's going to be in the top 6. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of people that are going to be in this show that are going to be very competitive. But I think that Dancovea is going to land in the top 6. But of course, best of luck. Next up, we have Paul Baker. Now, you're going to notice this guy does look familiar. He is also on the men's open bodybuilding scorecard. The last time we saw him, so he's on the classic and men's open. The last time we saw him was at his pro card win, or apologies. He placed first in the men's over 40 bodybuilding at the Emerald Pro. So early April. I'm not sure how competitive he's going to be in this lineup, but I think a top 10 would be very, very good for him if that's where he lands. But of course, best of luck, Paul Baker. We have like 5 videos to do tonight, so apologies if I rush through anybody. I do not mean it in disrespect. Now, Maurice Burgess is going to be next on the scorecard, number 3. That's just how it is. That's just how the order is done for this video. No bias here at all. Now, we saw him at the Southwest Muscle Classic Pro. He placed 7th, but I did use the photos from the Chicago Pro because that's the show I actually watched, and I remember him. He was, he looked like he was about to fall out from either dehydration or fatigue on stage. I remember Steve Weinberger kept asking, "Hey, Maurice, are you good? Are you good?" And he's like, yeah, I'm good. But he ended up placing 5th. And I believe that was, probably his best placing to date since turning pro in 2019 in the 35 plus Masters Super Heavyweight. And he also did the California Pro in 2020 outside the top 16 in men's open bodybuilding. So he's tried a few different divisions. But best of luck to Maurice. I think he would be top 6, would be very good for him as well. Next up, we have Tommy Tutone, a.k.a. Tommy Clark. Last time we saw him was at Pittsburgh, not too long ago, and he landed just outside the first call-out, 6th place. I like his structure. I like his physique. My cat agrees. Haku agrees that he likes this guy's physique. No, my wife's in the bedroom, so the door's closed. So they're just freaking out because they're like, why is the house locked? Anarchy! Anyways, best of luck to Tommy Clark at the New York Pro. Another gentleman new to me, so apologies. Luis Colon. We haven't seen him since last year. He placed 8th at the Atlantic All-State Pro. And then before then, he placed in 2014 at the NPC John Kemper Classic. Obviously, that doesn't make sense. Obviously, it doesn't make sense because his last NPC show should be when he got his pro card. But anywho, that's just how NPC News Online does their records. To each their own, you know? To each their own. Alrighty, next up, Neil Currey. Phenomenal physique. Placed, top 3 at the Pittsburgh. Debatably was the favorite to come into the show and win. He kind of faded towards the end. Was having difficulties holding poses. Didn't look that fresh. The physique looked tired. I think he might have dieted just a little too hard. No disrespect, obviously. I love Neil Currey, one of my favorite classic physiques. But just didn't get a good look for anything better than the 3rd place. We have the 2nd and 1st place guy coming up soon. So it's pretty much going to be like a mini reunion of the Pittsburgh Pro for this year's New York Pro. So do not be surprised when you see a lot of these guys doing very well at the Classic Physique New York Pro. Next up, I just talked about it, just foreshadowed. 2nd place finisher at the Pittsburgh Pro in Classic Physique, Camilo Diaz. And if you're looking at him thinking, this guy looks familiar, it's because he placed 8th in Men's Open at last year's Texas Pro. So he went from Open to Classic Physique last year. He did 6 shows last year, so a very familiar face. And he actually did the Indy Pro last year as well. But like I said, one of those guys gonna be in that top 3, top 4, battling it out. Really nice physique, nice structure. His transition from Open to Classic was phenomenal, and I really think he's gonna do well at this show. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the top 3. But let me know down below, guys. What are your guys' predictions so far for your top 6 for the New York Pros Classic Physique? Let me know down below. Next up, we have Kenneth Silcott. Alrighty, next up, we have Jeong Hyun Kim. Apologies if I butchered that one. Crazy physique, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Great legs, shredded midsection. I wasn't able to find his pro card, but or his NPC News Online card. But looks like he competed at the 2021 Monster Sim, I think in the NPC, and that's where he won his pro card. But I could be wrong. I'm not too sure. Again, couldn't find it. I was able to snag some stuff off his Instagram, but it's not in English, so there's always going to be that difficulty finding that information. But, I think I already have my dark horse selected with a guy coming up in a second here. But if I could pick 2 dark horses, I think Jeong here, or Jeong, I think he could do really well. If he lands in the top 6, I wouldn't be surprised. If him and Black Panther were side by side, I wouldn't be surprised if he knocks off Dancovea, I think is his name, Mr. Anderson. Mark my words. I think this guy's a contender. But best of luck for Jeong Hyun Kim at the New York Pro Men's Classic Physique. Now this gentleman, from my records and from what I understand, this is a pro debut. Big congratulations to him. He turned pro in 2021 at the NPC Universe and NPC National Fitness Championships in men's light heavyweight, moving a very natural move from lightweight men's bodybuilding into classic physique. And he also competed at that very same show doing men's classic physique in Class B, as in Bravo. He ended up placing 2nd at that show, which was just not good enough for that show. Sometimes they give pro cards to second, sometimes third place. I never understood that, but to each their own. No disrespect, obviously. Hopefully my auto is not getting destroyed by Haku, because he is meowing up a storm. Next up, as we have about 4 more gentlemen to go, Derrick Simmons, or Simons, apologies of course if I mixed it up. He's going to be competing at this show, and from what I'm seeing here, the last time we saw him was in 2019 at the Tampa Pro. Men's Classic Physique, obviously. Classic Physique Pro. 13th place there, and then also 16th at the Chicago Pro just a few months earlier. I would say he needed some size, and I think that's why he took the time off the last few years. He looked just a little undersized from the front, and also from the back. The legs looked just a little undersized for the Pro League. So I'm assuming he took that time off. Let me know down below, guys, real quick. I've been wondering, so with these graphics I've been using, I've been putting the show on the left with the scorecard, but something I was thinking about doing is I could put a picture of them from Instagram, like their most recent physique update. I could put that all the way on the left if that's something you guys would be interested in. But, you know, give me a consensus in the comment sections below, your thoughts on that and what you guys would like to see moving forward on this channel, because this is the People's Network and I do what the people ask. Next up, we have Anthony Venterosa, and the last time we saw him, from what I understand, is 2018 at the old school New York Pro, wearing those old school classic physique posing trunks. 13th in men's classic physique, and I definitely think he could have used a little bit more tan in that show, and then also, you know, maybe just a little harder. This is going to be, I think, going to be one of my dark horses to do very well here. He just has the muscle. He did back in 2018. He had the muscle. He had the structure. I'm just wondering what he's done in the meantime to either add or maintain that muscle. That's the good question. That's the question we're all wondering right now. But of course, best of luck to him on this show. I think he looks great, and I think he's going to do well. Someone who is definitely going to be in the conversation for winning this show is the new Olympian, or soon to be, and classic physique champion at the Pittsburgh Pro, Alexander Westermeier. Now, Alexander, like I said, he won that one, and he really is the epitome of what I think bodybuilding is trying to move towards in this classic physique division. He has that Bumstead look. He's got the height. He's got the structure. He doesn't really have anything that he's missing. The legs look complete. The back looks phenomenal. You know, overall, I don't think he's missing anything, guys. Unless I'm missing something and I'm just flabbergasted by his beautiful aura. Let me know down below if I'm way off here, but I think he's going to be the champion here in New York Pro. Back-to-back wins, and who knows? Maybe he'll roll right into the Cali Pro. I don't know if the Cali has classic physique or not, but Cali Pro, Toronto Pro, all those shows, this guy could just make a run of it if he really wants to. This is his pro debut. He competed for his first time ever at the Pittsburgh Pro and won it. So the future is very bright for Alexander here in the IFBB, especially men's classic physique. Last up, and I do need your help here. If you have this gentleman's Instagram, please tag me. I put a post out there. Just comment on it. I'm looking for this guy's Instagram. Is Junyoung Yoon. This will be his pro debut from what I understand. He won his pro card back in May 5th, so not too long ago, in men's classic physique Bravo division at the NPC Worldwide Asia Grand Prix. And it was a pro qualifier. So congratulations to him. Not sure where he's going to land in this lineup, but he has some legs to him, so I think it could be competitive. But that'll do it for another episode, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your classic physique lineup for the 2022 New York Pro. I'll see you guys in another video. Let me know how you guys are thinking and how you guys are feeling about this video, how I can improve it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.